What's up, everyone? Thrift Barringer here live on Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC, as we do every single month. The man himself, Big Rich, live. It is Christmas time, and man, it seems like we do this every single year. We started doing live shows 2 years ago, Richard, with Glenn Smith, and glad that we've been able to do that. We got a jam-packed show for you here today. Got some big-time guests coming up, Richard, I know you're excited about.
So glad to be here, Thrift, at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC once again. And I am just very excited that we got a great show for you. As it's the holiday season, and we got bowl games, college football playoff, and of course the sporting events that happens in and around the Chattahoochee Valley.
Yeah, so we got Robert Moore coming on. We got Coach Jesse Perdue coming on. We got also Kendall Mills coming on. Fantastic slate of guests. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Robert Moore coming up next, Columbus State men's basketball coach. George Alabama Sports Live from Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC.
It's here. Glenn Smith's closing out the year. Get massive savings on GMC Sierras and Terrains. New full-size GMC Sierras almost $15,000 off. New GMC Terrain Elevations as low as $289 per month. Or take advantage of 0% financing plus no payments until April of next year. Now is the time for end-of-year savings at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Richard got me sitting down, didn't let me know we were about to be coming back that soon. Let's bring on the head coach of the Columbus State men's basketball program. His name is Robert Moore. Coach Moore, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. I love being on the show. Thank y'all.
Well, Coach, it's the first time we've had you on for this year. Well, technically, we did do the live event from the golf tournament, as we always do, but this is the first time we've had you on since that moment, Coach. The season, you're 9-4 in the year. You're 3-2 in conference. You're right there tied for third, fourth. You're only about a game and a half, 2 games back. How are you feeling about your team as you head into the new year?
Oh, I love this group. They've been really resilient. Had a lot of things happen with injuries and things like that, but this group has stayed together. We had relied on each other. The bench has came along really well. And you can't win a championship in, November, December. You got to be playing your best basketball in January, February to make that run in March. And I think this group is headed in the right direction.
Coach, I want to take it back to last season because you win the Peach Belt Conference in the regular season. Did lose in the tournament, but several of the key players that you lost last year, Jared Adderton, Jelani James, Wisdom, Yuba, that's a lot of leadership on one team that has gone on to graduate. Talk about some of those key players that are stepping up this year and taking that leadership role.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of older guys. We took advantage of.
We maybe have internet.
I think he might have internet issues. That's okay. We'll go ahead and we'll try to get him back on.
Yeah, we'll try to get him back on as we may be having some internet issues here, Richard, as I want to make sure everything looks good on the other end. As far as I know, we are good. We will take a quick break, and we'll come back right after this.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone. Thrift Barringer here, Richard Holdridge. We're having some technical difficulties, but we're going to have Coach Moore joining us here in just a second. He's getting his computer situated, Rich. But we have Coach Dusty Perdue coming on because the Gators played yesterday. Both boys and girls won against Wadley. They play later on this afternoon against Lynette. Then we have Kendall Mills on because guess what? Next week is the Muscogee County Holiday Showcase. 16 games. And then Dusty Perdue has 6 more. So we're going to get over 22 games in 4 days. And then if you add Carver Mays on Saturday, this coming Saturday, in about a 7-day span, we're going to hit 23 basketball games. Are you kidding me, Rich?
It's a lot of basketball games, but we love it. I mean, obviously, that's where we got our start. It was 3 years ago. We live streamed the Muscogee County Christmas Tournament, and we haven't looked back since.
No, we have not, man, and we've had a lot of fun being able to, we do, as always. And I know I was talking with you yesterday on the Carver broadcast about our first broadcast we ever did. We're at the Border Wars and the Muscogee County Christmas Showcase. I mean, it was Christmas tournament then. Northside ended up beating Spencer in that buzzer beater to Keith Hodo. And then we were there for the Pacelli versus Lee Scott, number 1 versus number 1 from Alabama and Georgia. And that kind of kickstarted this endeavor that we have done now for the last couple of years.
It really did. And that brought the love of basketball to live streaming, not just basketball games, but baseball. And it led to football. And that's where Georgia Alabama Sports Live was created in 2023. I know this was in December of 2022, and it really started jump-starting in 2023. And I can't believe that 2025 is almost done. And so we're going in on, year 4 now? Year 5 of the whole thing, but year 4 of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's pretty incredible what we've accomplished.
No doubt about it, Richard. So we've done a lot of things here over the last couple of years, and I'm glad that we were able to make Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC the OG original sponsor. They've been there from the very beginning, and this is the last days of the year, which means the best deals of the year. And Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC is an overload of inventory. They got too many cars on the lot. They're just trying to give them away to you. Every single car, truck, and SUV is marked down to the biggest savings all year long. They do this every single year. Come and see their flash sale right now. Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Richard, if you're going to buy a new car or truck, it's Christmas time. What better present? Why not come to Glynn Smith? We keep telling you over and over again, people leave with a smile. People come from across the state, from across the region, from across the country to Glynn Smith because of the inventory.
Yeah, and what better way than to get a deal on one of these cars off the lot? Thrift, I'm excited because we actually got the basketball rankings, and we got Coach Moore back.
Yeah, we got Coach Moore. We'll let him join us, Coach. Sorry about that, as we were trying to get you for your computer restarted. But go back to the leadership that Richard was talking about. You lose Adderton, you lose Ubaugh, Jelani James, and now you got talented players, but somewhat inexperienced at the Columbus State level in Peach Belt Conference.
Oh, yeah. Well, we took advantage of the transfer portal, and we brought in some older guys like a Marlon Smith, who played at West Georgia, played at Lee University. And it took him a little time to show his leadership, but I thought he picked it up really well in the Augusta game. And sometimes he's one of those guys that lead by example. And then you got Jordan Mitchell and Messiah Jones. Both have stepped up really well in leadership roles because they've been on a championship team. They know what it takes. And a lot of those guys are falling behind those guys. And then we had Jaden Hall, who's been in our program for 3 years. He's hurt right now, but he'll be back in January. He's one of those guys that understand what it takes to be a champion in the Peach Belt Conference, and he also has stepped up his leadership. So you have some guys who really understand what we go through throughout the year to become champions, and I think all of them are stepping up at the right time.
Let's talk about Coach Marlon Smith. He's putting up 17-8 this year. We talked about a little bit on the Sports Visions morning show. He's kind of taken over as that your go-to scorer. He's more of a wing player. You know, most of the time the guys like Adderton, Cam Baker, Ja'Cory Payne. I mean, these were guards. Now you got a wing that's leading your team. Going back to maybe Kenny Funderburk. What do you see in him that makes him so dynamic as one of those next guys that's coming through the Robert Moore era here at Columbus State?
Oh, yeah, like you say, he's a wing guy, but I like the way he can score on the inside and outside. He hit 5 straight threes against Augusta, but he also dominates in the paint. He had 8 rebounds. So I think those type of guys, Kenny Funderburk, Landris Horton, Zay Horton was like that. Those guys can cause so much havoc. And I think Zay Horton ended up leading the league in rebounding as a wing at 6'5". So Marlon reminds me of those guys, and those guys can really dominate a game because they don't have to hit outside shots like a Ja'Cory Payne or a Cam Baker. So we like the things that he brings to the table, especially on the inside, and he can step outside. So Marlon has really stepped up his game, and he's really been good for us. He understands how to play being an older guy, and he knows how to get other people involved also once he's double teamed.
Coach, you got a big win over Augusta University this past weekend, but your next game is not until January the 7th on the road against South Carolina Aiken, back at home at the Lumpkin Center against South Carolina Beaufort. Talk about what you plan on doing during these couple of weeks where you're going to have a little bit of time off before you jumpstart conference play.
Oh, yeah, right before the Augusta game and right after the Augusta game, we talked as a team. And, a lot of these guys got trainers in their hometown. They can get to work out with their high school team, junior college team. And we just told those guys, take some days off for some rest, spend some time with family, but you got to get yourself right back into the gym. And a lot of these guys, you don't have to push because they're looking to play, overseas once the season is over. They're looking to move on as college basketball players. So you don't have to motivate them. They understand what their game is all about and what it takes conditioning-wise, individual skill work. They understand that totally. And, a lot of those guys will not come back here out of shape because they know we got to make a run in January, February.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us here on Last Minute, man. We appreciate it as always. And we look forward to seeing you next week at the Muscogee County Holiday Showcase live from Columbus State. We'll be talking to you and interviewing you there real soon. Thank you so much, Coach. Have a good Christmas.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, Coach.
That's Coach Robert Moore. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got another coach, Dusty Perdue, a Hall of Famer. He'll be talking to us as his Gators play today, and then they got a big showcase next week. It's the Border Wars, one of the biggest things we got going in our area. Sports-wise, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
The program, everyone. Thrift Barringer here with the Big Rich, the Rambler, Rambunctious, the Rambler. There we go, R&R action here. Live from Glenn Smith, and let's bring him up. His name is Coach Dusty Perdue. Coach Perdue, thank you so much for joining us. I know you got a game coming up in 19 minutes, so we don't got long with you, but how are you, man?
Hey, how are you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
No doubt about it, Coach. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty. Let's first start with the boys program. Got a big win over an undefeated Wadley team yesterday. Obviously, you got guys that are coming in a little bit inexperienced in the starting role, losing all those guys from last year. But I feel like your team's starting to find their identity. How do you feel like the season's going along on the boys' side?
Well, it's getting better. I mean, the coach didn't do them anything good starting the season out on the road. Yesterday was just our fourth home game in 12 games, I think. So it's the first time we've been back home in a while. So I didn't do them any favors there as far as what's going on with our scheduling and an inexperienced team and stuff like that. But, I thought we played much, much better against a very athletic basketball team last night that had some dudes that could play above the rim.
Coach C.Y. Phillips had 14 points. I mean, he's starting to become just a great offensive player right behind Braylon Alexander. Talk about what makes C.Y. a special player where now you got a 1-2 combo with Braylon and C.Y. they're able to get some scoring. If you're facing a team that's trying to shut down Braylon, you got to worry about CY.
Well, we are looking for that number 2 guy. Something we've mentioned every time we've played. We haven't really had a number 2 guy. If he wants to step up and be that guy, I wish he would. We need somebody that can offset the little pressure that's being put on number 1. He's getting 2 people thrown at him. He's getting held. It's a maturity thing that he's having to go through right now on the court and off the court. Hopefully that's working in his best favor. But CY did step up and played a huge game last night. Had some really, really good tough shots that I normally haven't seen him make in the past. But he's our second leading rebounder. He's probably close to our second leading scorer, and he's doing a lot of good things. And he's only going to mature as he gets older. We got to remember he's just a sophomore too. So hopefully those two can build some chemistry together, and we can sort of take off a little bit here in the second part of the season.
Let's talk about the girls' side. They are a scrappy bunch, Coach. 7-7. Got some big wins, including both over Opelika, able to take down Deerfield Windsor, really good program. And then you won both your games or the last 2 games in the tournament you just played in. Coach, talk about how the girls' team is coming along. Haley Palmore being back from injury. I know we just talked on the phone. Henderson's out right now. It's like you can't catch a break. But I feel like this team's also finding its identity and going to be right there at the top of the region again.
Well, what I'm saying is it's a really big deal right now as far as Hallie being back. It's a really, really big deal for her. When you say scrappy, it is a very scrappy bunch of girls. Not a lot of basketball players on the team, and that's okay. Just a bunch of athletes that like to play. They really get after it. And, I'm tickled right now that I think we are 8-7 on the year. I'm tickled about that, being 8-7. We've played a tough schedule. When I make a schedule, I have to make it for the boys and the girls. Sometimes it's good for the girls. Sometimes it's good for the boys, and might be a little tougher on the other one. But, we've played a lot of bigger classification schools, and I'm really proud. I cannot take anything away from them. I ask them all the time, are my expectations for y'all too high? Let me know what y'all think. And, just proud of them. We're going to play today against a very good Lynette team. And we have a couple of kids that are out of town. I'm not using any excuses, but Lynette's really, really good. We're going to play them today and then come back for Border Wars and play some good teams in Border Wars, Terrell Academy and Marion County. And I'm just tickled about where we're at. And we're just trying to get ready for January and February, hopefully.
All right, Coach, let's talk about that tournament, Border Wars. We don't have to be in the gym at 8:30 in the morning anymore. I saw that the first game is not until 11.
Bridget was praising the Lord for that,
yeah.
Dusty. I'm just going to let you know.
Yeah, I understand.
We've got 4 games in the
He
lower
wasn't there any longer
gymnasium.
than I was. I can go ahead and tell you that now.
A good point.
No,
really tickled about Border.
Tri-County. Obviously, Valley was in this thing last year. Deerfield, Windsor. Looking forward to seeing Lee Scott and Morgan County still in it. You face Marion County on Monday. You face Terrell Academy on Tuesday. Just talk about what the Border Wars just really means to the Glenwood community and how unique it's going to be being in 2 different places.
Yeah, 19th year. I don't know if you know that or not. 19th year. We just played in the 31st over at Trinity. I thought that was really cool over in Montgomery. But 19 years we've been doing this. Coach Humphreys and I started this a long, long time ago. It's really grown. We're in 2 gyms this year because I didn't want to be past midnight. Last year we tipped off against Chatco. I want to say it was 10:30, 11 o'clock on one of the days we tipped off. And that's just not fair to them. That's not fair to us. That's not fair to the players. So we're going to start at 11 o'clock in 2 gyms. We're going to play 6 games in this gym. We're going to play 4 games in the other gym. We're going to have food vendors out front. We're going to have a hospitality room. We're going to have, concessions are going to be great. We're going to play with the shot clock in the upper gym. We're not going to play with the shot clock in the lower gym. But, I had a team drop out, and I was very gracious to have Opelika girls are going to come and replace the team that dropped out for the girls. And then I got Calvary Christian coming for the boys and Spencer coming for the boys. I'm really tickled about the matchups that we have. Spencer versus Deerfield Windsor, Tuscaloosa versus Terrell, Valley versus Schley, Lee Scott Morgan County, which is a rematch from last year. Neither team really lost very much, so I'm excited about watching that game. And then we play Marion, and that's on the first day. Then the second day, Marion Valley, Schley Lee Scott, Deerfield Tuscaloosa, Morgan County versus Opelika and Calvary, and Terrell versus Glenwood. So I'm just really tickled about the days that we have a chance to play. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. And real quick, man, we got JV starting here at 2. Me and Richard and Chris, soon as we get done here, we're going to hightail it down to Phoenix City because you got the varsity at 3 and 4:30. Tell people how they can come and watch some really good basketball this afternoon as your Gators take on Lynette.
Yeah, we're at home, man. 5th time this year. We're in the pit. Come on by. Nothing better than holiday basketball. You being a grandson of a coach, me being the son of a coach, I only know this. This is all I know during the holidays is play basketball, open some presents, and wait for Santa Claus and love Jesus. So that's what this is all about during the holidays, man. I don't know anything else but cleaning the gym, rolling the ball out, and playing. So come on by Glenwood. We'll be here all afternoon till about 6:30, and then we'll roll it out again next Monday and Tuesday for the Border Wars.
Coach, thank you so much. Love you, man, and I'll see you in a little bit.
Thank y'all for what you do.
That's Coach Dusty Perdue. We will be there going and check out his Gators. They're going to take on Lynette here. Yeah. And the boys' game went down the wire. You were there for that.
I was.
Some missed calls for sure. Coach Perdue would agree with me. Some severely missed calls. But, hey, listen, now they get to be at home. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got the citywide Muscogee County Athletic Director joining us talking about Showcase. We just mentioned the Border Wars. Well, guess what? Holiday Showcase is going down next week. We're going to get a kind of an overlook on how Muscogee County Athletics is going for the break and how many teams and how big of a venue this is going to be for Muscogee County and the city in that holiday showcase. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back after this.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3.
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
There we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all. And it all adds up to one membership, the Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Welcome back, everyone. Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show here from Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Get ready to smile. Richard, that was pretty fun talking with Dusty Perdue. I know you're excited about the Border Wars once again and being there for it.
Excited it's going to be in 2 places. Excited that Schley County out of Ellaville is making their debut in Border Wars. It was a lot of fun last year just seeing Champ Simpson's buzzer beater. Chaco went 2-0. And they obviously – Chaco is – gone on and, they were just, it really shined the light on them and they were able to beat Glenwood and Lee Scott. And we've had Marion County. They've looked a lot of fun in Terrell Academy out of the GIAA. And of course, Deerfield Windsor, which we know very well because we saw some of their basketball players that won a football championship.
Yeah.
Over, one didn't win a football championship. They were in the championship against John Millage, but they were there. And so it was great to see, all those basketball players.
All right, let's bring him up. His name is Kendall Mills, and he knows how to get the perfect placement for his camera. I'm telling you, he's a broadcaster in another life. And
whenever is that AI?
Yeah, listen, when he finally retires, he's got a full-time position on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Coach Mills, how are you doing, man?
Doing great. Yeah, just me and my wife had a little argument, a little debate about where I was going to set up. And I chose this spot, and I was flustered, and she told me to calm down, be quiet.
You better listen to Miss Linda. She knows better than you do, Coach. That's what she does for a living, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Coach, let's get into it. Let's first start here. I didn't get a chance to talk to you because you were up living your best life in the suite, watching the Carver Tigers win another state championship, making this community proud. I was able to see and interview Dr. Lewis. He was so proud. There were a lot of dignitaries, obviously all the fan support. What did it mean to you in your first year as citywide AD for Carver to bring home the chip, can win, extend their winning streak to 28 games, and just put a national spotlight on this area?
You know, it means a lot. I actually checked the Max Preps top 25, and I was shocked that they weren't on that list this morning. The state of Georgia did have a few teams there, of course, Beaufort, Carrollton, and might have been one or two other teams, but we did not make that top 25 list. So I need to talk to Coach Jones. We need to make sure we can get on that list next year.
All right, Coach. Now that we put a bow on the football season, we are in basketball season. Carver played yesterday. They're going to be playing in the Lemon Street Classic. I know that Spencer is going to be playing in a tournament at Crawford County. You got some other Muscogee County schools that are taking advantage of some of these holiday tournaments. I know in the past they've gone and done the LaGrange Toyota Classic. Obviously, Spencer's going to be in the Border Wars. This will be the first time that a Muscogee County school is going to be in the Glenwood Border Wars. And, of course, we have the Holiday Showcase, which is now that first week in January. Just talk about everything that's been going on with all the Muscogee County schools, and what are we looking forward to in this Holiday Showcase at the Lumpkin Center?
Well, I was at Carver's game yesterday for a little bit. Wasn't the best basketball being played, so I just couldn't muster it up to sit there and watch the entire game. But I missed it. I went to the gym early this morning, just check out some practices. Of course, this is my first year in 32 years.
Wow.
I'm not involved with practicing or doing something in a gym. So I've been a little antsy every morning when I wake up. But I'm looking to support our schools, of course. My wife and I will be at the Lemon Street next weekend. She's the official photographer for the Lemon Street Classic. So it's about our 5th or 6th year doing that. So that'll be exciting just to see Carver face some good caliber opponents and good basketball in the Atlanta area. I get to see some of my college buddies when they're out scouting and recruiting. Of course, I wish I was going to be here. Like I could catch Spencer. But, I mean, I try to watch as much basketball as possible. If it's not on TV, watching college basketball, I want to get in the gym. And if our teams are practicing, the coaches can send me an email, shoot me a text, and I'll try to get out and watch a practice and act as if I'm a consultant right now.
Well, Coach, I know you miss it. We talk about it all the time, and I know you can't stand watching bad basketball, which yesterday I think there was more about Carver's dominance and Hanley playing terribly. But I do want to say, Coach, we're going to be there on Saturday for Carver Mays, and I'm definitely going to have you on the broadcast because y'all were there last year, and I'll tell you, you get excellent hospitality. And I just want to throw this out there. GHSA, just one more time, and this is coming from me, not Kendall Mills, but they could at least offer the media some water, man, because now at the Lemon Street Classic, you know, you get a whole meal, man. It was fantastic. You got to add 3 straight days of that. We got to step up that hospitality room, don't we, Coach?
Yes, sir, absolutely. The Lemon Street Classic has been going on for years in Atlanta, and we just stumbled across it because, like I said before, you know, Linda's Mrs. Coach Mills is a professional photographer, so we were extended the opportunity for her to go up there and shoot, first in collaboration with another Atlanta photographer, and they just keep inviting her back. They love her work, and for me, of course, it was always a time where Hardaway was off that particular weekend, so I've been able to just go up and relax and sit back with my notepad and take notes of defenses and inbound plays, and almost use it as a coaching clinic most of the time. And I still do those things. When I was at the Carver game, I noticed 2 or 3 inbound plays that if someone was to ask me about it, how to defend it, I would offer some assistance and help them out a little bit because I think a lot of our kids, especially when they're coming from football right to basketball, Carver's just getting their legs underneath them right now. So they're going to be rolling. You give them a few weeks, man, it's going to be unstoppable.
Well, Coach, next week Columbus State is going to be hosting the Holiday Showcase.
Richard, me and you are looking forward to it. Let's talk about some of those teams, Coach.
Yep.
You got all 8 of the Muscogee County schools going to be playing in it. Here are the other teams, and tell me this is not representative of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I told Coach we're not going to call it the Holiday Showcase. We're calling it the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Showcase.
Let's go.
Smith Station, boys and girls. Auburn, boys and girls. Chatco boys. Dothan, boys and girls. Opelika, boys and girls. How about this? Central. Yes, he got Central, boys and girls, to play in it. Harris County girls are playing in it. Calvary boys are playing in it. And Russell County boys and girls. Coach, I talked about it. That is now 12 of the 15 schools that we actually 13 of the 15 schools in our coverage area. We have on. You look at our power rankings. Almost every single one of the top 10 are on this in here, except for Pacelli. How did you get all these teams to want to join in? And kind of after last year, I just feel this year, I don't see a bad game on there, and I feel like that gymnasium is going to be packed, which is not only good for Muscogee County, it's good for this area, and it's great for Columbus State, too, to promote their venue.
Yep. Well, I mean, the planning and scheduling of this started last winter. I mean, as soon as last year's showcase was over, we started trying to get teams that would commit to playing this. At that time, I was still at Hardaway as athletic director, and Coach Battles and I would sit down and talk about things. And, you know, the scheduling, people don't understand this. Most of the Muscogee County schools are in the same region. So if you talk about us just playing each other again, a lot of the coaches are dead set against it. So it's difficult. So we have to go out and the goal, of course, is to find 8 schools or 16 different schools, because we got girls and boys from out of our area that will come in and play and give up that one day to play a game. So you have to get on it real early. And we were lucky and fortunate enough to get these schools to commit early. And the matchups are what they are. We just roll them out. Some athletic directors were asking for early games. Some were asking for late games. So we spit it out. And once I rolled out the schedule, I think most of the coaches were satisfied with the opponents they'll be facing and the times of their games. And it's going to be a good 2 days of basketball. Of course, I'll be there with you the entire time, an hour before and probably an hour after. Taking care of business. But I'm really looking forward to it. And hopefully Thrift will have a good hospitality area for you. And when you're not broadcast, just come on up to the President's Suite. And at least I have some cookies and Coke for you. We'll figure that out.
Hey, Coach, if you got me a water at this point, I'd be happy. I'm telling you, Richard.
Well, Coach, unfortunately, I missed it last year because I was out of town.
And I was sick.
Yeah. Thrift said he was sick to his stomach because I missed it. But it was the weekend before Christmas.
Yep.
And so it's always been the weekend before Christmas. What decision came to changing it to that first weekend in January?
Well, I mean, you look at a lot of things logistically, and one, securing the venue and the time frame that will be allowed. And once you get the dates that are out there, I think me and Coach Battles went back and forth, and you got a lot of classics and things going on before Christmas. So a lot of our teams were expressing that they wanted to go play in this or go play in that, and we don't want to hold anyone back. So it just happened. We'll change it from the Christmas showcase to the holiday showcase because it will take place in the new year. But yeah, I mean, just once you get the venue locked in, you just try to get the dates and you try to get the teams that are available to play. So with that planning process, we ended up locking up the 2nd and the 3rd at Columbus State. I can't hear you. Something just went wrong. Thrift, can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Oh, Coach, because I was muted. So I apologize about that. Okay. It was not you. That was definitely me. So I apologize. As I was saying, Coach, let's talk about the elementary basketball, middle school sports, what are going on right now. I know you already finished up the fun run and elementary basketball. What do we got coming up in terms of elementary sports for middle school? I know you just got done with football, basketball got underway. Is there wrestling going on? What other middle school sports are happening right now? And just kind of give us an overview of what's going on.
Yep. So middle school had their preseason, if you want to call it, Percy Griffin scrimmage games right before the break. So they'll come back in full swing. We'll have a for almost 6 weeks of basketball for middle school once we return after the break. Their championship games will be February 12th, 13th, maybe at Columbus State, somewhere around that area. So you get about 4 or 6 weeks there. We do have middle school swimming. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more swim meets at the Columbus Aquatic Center. And we do have middle school wrestling taking place as well. Those matches, they're on the road a lot, but when they do have a match, it'll be at Richards Middle School. That's where the housing of the middle school wrestlers are. But yeah, we'll be rocking and rolling.
Coach, I do want to throw it back to high school.
Yeah.
Because we have the new reclassifications. As I'm getting an echo in my ear. Okay, we got the new reclassifications next year. We got Carver, Jordan, and Kendrick. They're in the same region together. Columbus, Spencer, Hardaway, and Shaw all in the same region together. Those teams, those 4 teams, Shaw, Columbus, Spencer, and Hardaway, they all have to travel down to the Albany area. Carver, Kendrick, and Spencer, they travel Sumter County, Crisp County, Worth County. Just talk about logistically how that's going to look for kind of dividing up the teams in the region where, the travel's not as bad as it's been in the past, and you still have a select group of Columbus teams in the area that you can have, the travel not be so bad and be an away game for some of these Columbus teams.
Right. The thing that's going to happen, and it's probably going to be the next 2 years, if not the next 4 years with this cycle, everyone thinks about football first. The football travel is the same regardless of where you play.
Right.
It really affects the other sports. I want everyone to understand that. When you talk about basketball, soccer, baseball, softball, volleyball, track and field, these things are really going to affect them because you're not just playing on Friday nights, Thursday or Fridays once a week. You're playing 2 to 3 games a week and traveling down to Bainbridge or traveling to the, Worth County for a double hitter softball game on a Tuesday or Wednesday night. I mean, that can be taxing for the student athlete itself. So we lend a lot of leadership to our administrators in our schools to make sure that the student athlete is taken care of at the school before they depart, as well as taking care of those academics and those things that have to take place for the student athlete to be successful in the classroom. We want to keep stressing student athlete because for eligibility purposes, you got to have the grades. And I feel that the smarter the athletes are, the better they'll play on the court as well. So those things will be affected. But I mean, the district, we've been in this position before, so it's not fairly new. It was 4 years ago. We were all in the region with K-Roll or Bainbridge and those teams. So it's going to be an adjustment for some of the new administrators who've never gone through it, or to those freshman or sophomore kids that are playing varsity sports. To check out at 12 noon for a game is going to be a little different. And the expectations of them meeting the standard that's set in the classroom by the administrator is going to be a little challenging for some of the newer kids.
Coach, not only do you have the holiday showcase next Friday and Saturday, you also got the citywide wrestling championships going on too. I mean, how are you you got to manage a lot of things going on, but I'm telling you, for one, we've really kind of ingratiated ourselves in this wrestling community. It's a huge community, especially in our area, man. So I've been really impressed. And by the way, our coverage, Mike Frost, Ricky Rogers, Rick Beach done a great job at it. And we look forward to being there next Saturday. Can you kind of promote that event that's coming up in the next week?
It's tagged the city championship. So you got all the teams here in the city that are going to participate for those titles. The kids really are pumped up for it because you consider if you're the champion, you're the best of the best in the city. So that gives you bragging rights. It's a great event. Columbus has a good venue because of the seating. So it doesn't bother you that all the mats are on the gym floor because all the seating is off to the side as well. So it's going to be a good event. If you don't like basketball, go watch some wrestling. It's right down the street, right down off Cherokee Avenue.
Coach, thank you so much for your time, man. Next week, we'll have a State of the Union. Me and you will have a sit-down as we'll promote that holiday showcase and go down by the different games and kind of really dissect it. So appreciate it, man. Have a great holiday and look forward to talking to you soon.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, guys. Talk to you soon.
That's Coach Kendall Mills, Muscogee County Citywide AD. Love that guy, man. Love what he does for us. And by the way, office hours. Don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
Sports Live.
We forgot to
Make
plug
sure
that.
to tune in. All right. we're going to take a break. When we come back from break, and by the way, I do want to say one more thing before we go. Coach Mills, Stephen Campbell, I want to shout him out. Coach, if you're still there, don't hang up yet. Let me bring Coach back on real quick. Coach, I'm sorry. I got to bring you on real quick, man. I want you to talk about Stephen Campbell and the job he did during that Carver playoff run. The hospitality room was great. Everyone felt welcomed. I mean, I thought execution and the operations behind each one of the playoff games were flawless. Thank you so much for going and getting the food and making everybody feel welcomed. I just thought it was a great playoff run. I just wanted you to give you an opportunity to thank your staff for the great job they did during it.
They do an excellent job. Coach Campbell has a staff of about 23. And when I say they work year round or that fall season is rough because they could do tackle football, flag football, soccer, whatever we need at that stadium. He takes care of it. Casey Ingram is the manager at Connect Stadium, but Stephen Campbell, hats off to him. He puts in a lot of time, a lot of hours, and I'm just learning what he does. So I just try not to get in his way. He just tells me what food he wants upstairs, and I make sure it's taken care of. And I just stay out of his way, man. He gets his radio on, and he's running the show the entire time. He does an excellent job.
Yeah, it's very impressive to see for sure. He is definitely a commander of his troops when it's game time, baby.
He wants everyone to enjoy the experience and be happy when they leave. And that's to a fault sometimes because he does not want anyone disappointed with that experience at Otis Spencer Stadium.
And I promise you that we had never have, and we are very thankful for Stephen. And thank you so much, Coach, for rejoining us real quickly to talk about that.
No problem. See you guys.
All right, that is Coach Kendall Mills. Coach, thank you so much. Big Rich, it's Christmas. Did you know that? Let's take a break.
We got a tree behind us.
I can already hear Donnie Hathaway in my head right now. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up here. Live from Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
It's here. Glynn Smith's closing out the year. Get massive savings on GMC Sierras and Terrains. New full-size GMC Sierras almost $15,000 off. New GMC Terrain Elevations as low as $289 per month. Or take advantage of 0% financing plus no payments until April of next year. Now is the time for end-of-year savings at Glynn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome to the Campus Academy Private School, where every student is celebrated for their individuality. With personalized curriculum, students unlock their potential, growing into confident learners. At the Campus Academy, we give teachers the freedom to create dynamic classrooms where every student's voice is heard. Discover the difference. Enroll your child today and watch them thrive.
Well, we still have the Georgia Alabama Sports Live logo up. We're going to get that out of the way, but we are here from Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Look at this beautiful tree. I mean, this thing is massive, Rich. You got to be at least 10, 15 feet tall. But we are live here, as always, we do every single month on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Rich, we got basketball rankings we're going to be dropping here soon, but we're really glad that we got to talk to Dusty Perdue and Kendall Mills ahead of next week's massive basketball showcases happening around the area. It's going to have close to 15 different local schools playing in it.
Yeah, and with our basketball rankings that we are about to share, we might have some movers and shakers in our polls when we drop them after the showcases.
All right, so let's continue and bring up those rankings here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. We'll start with girls first. That's the boys. Girls rankings: number 10, Brookstone, 5-5. Coach Taylor Britt has done a good job with their team. I still think Brookstone has a chance to make the playoffs this year, and they'll be one of those middle of the pack GIAA schools. Julianne Powell's been their leader on the offensive end as the point guard. And then you got Zawicki. You remember Taylor Zawicki?
Taylor Zawicki.
She is a rebounding machine. Shaw able to take down Calvary when Brooks Ship and guard Keisha Walcott are playing in sync. They may be as tough of out as there is in their region.
Tough out.
And they may be two of the best guards that we have, again, when all is going well. And it was against Calvary. They come in 4-5, tough schedule. Northside, 5-5, just a young, inexperienced team that Coach Woods is kind of getting over the hump and feeling like they've really started to hit their strides as they head into the break. They take on Opelika girls next week. Look forward to calling them. And number 7, we just started with Dusty Perdue, 8-7, the Glenwood Gators. I still feel like if I look in there, they're the favorite to win a region championship, them or Lee Scott. And they just got to get Henderson back. Once she gets back, this team's going to be a scrappy bunch that stays in a bunch of games this year. So 7 Glenwood, 8 Northside, 9 Shaw, 10 Brookstone Ridge.
Yeah, what a rankings. When you come to the teams that are in our top 10, we don't take this lightly. We know that like several games have played. There are some teams that have played more games than others, but it's a small sample size. But we get ready for these showcases and tournament play and region play eventually. We'll see some teams that'll probably be either jumping up or falling in our rankings.
Number 6, how about Coach Cinch's team? I just saw that one of the roster sisters just won another award for winning in a showcase this past weekend. They're 7-3 on the season, Richard, and I think them along with Shaw, Carver, and Hardaway, I think all 4 of those teams could be something special this year. But the Spencer Green Waves come in 7-3 and at number 6. Number 5, a young but very talented Harris County team and Coach Stephanie Ramsey Dunn. They'll win close to 20 games. It's like a given. Every year, Harris County girls are winning games, it seems like, man. And they have gotten off to a good start so far during this first part of the season. Again, 6-2. They take on East Coweta coming up. They just took on East Coweta and beat them. They got South Paulding and then Fayette County coming up on Monday and Tuesday at a tournament. And then they take on Columbus High girls in that holiday showcase, Rich. So I think this team could be 9-2 as they head into region play.
Looking forward to seeing them play. And then when they get into region play, still got some tough matchups like Central Carrollton, Stars Mill, Griffin, Northside, Mundy's Mill. Yeah, Jonesboro. Pretty tough region for them.
Yeah. I'm looking at the standings right now, Richard, and you have Harris County is 1-0, 5-2. Stars Mill is 9-1, 1-0. So I would expect it to be a Harris County Stars Mill region this year.
That's what I'm thinking too.
You never know. And again, number 5 is Harris County. All right, let's continue on. And number 4 is the Pacelli Lady Vikings. As the Lady Vikings are 4-2. Honestly, I really would have been more comfortable them being at number 3, but heck, they're right now at number 4. I see them by the next time we do one of these after the showcases with Border Wars and they play in a couple other tournaments. I think Pacelli will be back in that top 3. They come in at 4-2, a very good and talented, just not very deep Lady Vikings team led by Bryant Thomas.
Yeah, and they're a young team led by Zadiah Crouch, Kimora Jones, Shakura Jackson, Jayla Kendrick. But, they've been without Grace Smith, and she was one of their top leaders from last year's team. And they're a different team. They lost a lot of players, to Maya Ransom, Ivana Thomas, Michaela Hosley, but they still are the defending GIAA state champions. I just think that there's going to be a lot of teams in the GIAA. They're going to be gunning for them, including that Athens Christian team that still has some of their top players coming back. But yeah, Pacelli is going to. They're going to have their bumps in their season, but they do play a tough schedule, and I think that tough schedule is going to get them prepared for GIAA district play.
By the way, they will play Harris County later in the year at Pacelli. Remember, they played last year.
Well, actually, isn't that the MLK Showcase?
Yes, it is. And by the way, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we got more here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3. Woo!
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this. Come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
By the way, we have the Hula Hands Highlight of the Week nominees that are up already on our Instagram. We have a wrestling pin down for the first time, making Hula Hands Highlight. Mike Frost was on the call. We got a couple other ones, so go and check that out right now. You can vote for who the Hula Hands Highlight of the Week is. Winner is going to be Big Rich. So reason we took a break is because we realized our rankings were not right. We needed to correct some things before we learned our lesson.
We learned our lesson last time.
Richard, and you didn't get it. It was me. And I think I still have PTSD because I don't want to be told that my man bun is too tight. So I'm glad that we got it fixed. Let's throw it back up because we got Middle of Georgia joining us. You're right. It's the family of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Middle Georgia Sports. And we got my guy, Brett Quavius Taylor, going to be joining us,
Is that
man.
his real middle name?
His real middle name is Quavius. I call him Quavo, and Big Quavo is going to be talking Middle Georgia Sports with us, and that new endeavor we are going to be starting in 2026. All right, let's go back to the girls' rankings, Big Rich. Here are the official ones. The ones you saw last time. If you screenshot it and post it, you don't know what you're talking about. These are the new ones. We corrected on the show.
On the show, we corrected them.
Carver 4, 2 and 6. Tough schedule by Coach Anson Hunley's team. They are going to be playing some tough games over the break, including Auburn and the Muscogee County Holiday Showcase.
They just lost to Buford.
And they just got beat by Buford. Again, they've lost to Buford, Morrow, Cartersville, Alexander, Langston Hughes, and Macon County. These are schools that are much bigger than them.
6A schools.
And so they did beat Perry and Columbus. They got Carrollton, and they're playing that Carrollton Christmas tournament next Monday and Tuesday. They also got South Paulding, and then, as I mentioned, Auburn, and then they hit region play. The Carver Lady Tigers could be 3-10 and still be region champs. I want everybody to understand that. Don't focus on the record because this team is still very deep and talented. They're just playing against they're playing against a bunch of good teams that obviously Coach Hunley wants to team battle tested and have a bunch of learning experiences. But they got our number 4. Number 3, Hardaway, 6-3. They lost to Pacelli a couple of weeks ago, and we realized that we did not take that into account, slipped our minds because we broadcasted
they lost
game.
Friday.
And they lost last Friday. And Hardaway will go to number 3. Pacelli beat Hardaway, really controlled them the whole game. And how about Coach Bryant Thomas's team with their best player? Hardaway, remember, they were without Rihanna Boynton. And Coach Kelly Ellison's team, I'm telling you, once they're at full health, now that Mims is back, Boynton will be back hopefully soon. Hardaway's going to be one of the favorites in the region and making another Final Four run. But Pacelli able to take care of business. They're doing this without Grace Smith, and I think they're still one of the top teams in the GIAA. They come in at number 2. And the number 1 team, how about Ricky Jones? You know him.
Man.
He's a good friend of yours.
Oh, yeah.
Undefeated are the Lady Warriors. Have they made it to the Alabama Sports Writers poll yet? Because if they haven't, shame on them. Wouldn't be surprised.
Shame.
But Russell County, Rich, comes in at number 1.
13-0. And I want to just sneak peek because here's some of the games that they got coming up. January the 6th, they take on the defending 6A state champions, Park Crossing. They're home to Glenwood on the 9th of January. We're going to get to see Coach Dusty Perdue go up against Coach Ricky Jones's team, taking on Pike Road, obviously Rehoboth. They get ready for region play. But 13-0. I mean, we knew that they were building something, that they were a young team. But Mackenzie Word just might be, right now, the top player in our area because she's playing. She's averaging 19 points a game. Her cousin, actually, I should have found out that was her cousin, Janiyah Word, averaging 11 points a game. And Kamira, yes, I got that name right because her mother corrected me on a broadcast, Kamira Tony, averaging 10 points a game.
Well, they have been impressive. As far as Pacelli, they got a couple of big games coming up. By the way, Zaniyah Crouch, how about the senior? Remember how she was the freshman that had the seal that took them to the quarterfinals and Brian Thomas's first year. Again, I really I've liked seeing what this team is doing, and I'm telling you, they got East Coweta, Rockdale coming up, and then they take on Calvary Christian right after that. So looking forward to seeing the Pacelli Lady Vikings battle it out. There's our top 10 for the girls. Let's go to the boys, Rich, because we still got Quavo on standby. The Gators get a big win yesterday. Wadley, undefeated Wadley team. They take on Lynette. I think they get a win tonight, and they'll keep moving up in our rankings. And they got to find that number 2 behind Braylon Alexander, who's averaging close to 30 points a game. But
C.Y. Phillips.
Gate is right now. C.Y. stepping up, and I think Coach Perdue is feeling confident with him. Number 9, Calvary, 8-2. Took a little bit of luster, losing to a really good Shaw team. But I like this Calvary team, man. I'm telling you, Coach Jonathan Gordon's got his best team since he's been there. And I think this team could make some noise in the GIAA, make a quarterfinal, semifinal push. Shaw comes in at 5-3. Started off slow, had that 3-game losing streak. Since then, they have battled back. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and they take on the Central boys coming up in the Holiday Showcase. And number 7, Smith Station, 9-4. How about Coach Armand Ingersoll
And I made mention several times, them, Opelika, Auburn, all vying for that region championship spot. And why can't it be Smith Station this year?
Yeah, they lost to a very tough Spain Park team, but they're in a tournament down in Panama City, and then they will be taking on the Jordan Red Jackets in the holiday showcase, and then it'll be time for region play where they got tough Opelika team that's got swag now. You got Auburn, Central. I was looking at the January schedule. We're going to have all those teams featured on Georgia Alabama Sports Live at Smith Station, so I can't wait. I do want to say one thing about Shaw takes on Carver on the 6th of January. It's their first region game. And then, of course, Calvary with Brett Taylor being a part of Middle Georgia Sports Live. I saw on the schedule they got Westfield School, so you know that you're going to get to see Calvary on Middle Georgia Sports Live as well, so that's exciting.
Yeah, it is, man. So coming up, number 6, Kendrick, 8-1. Again, not the toughest of schedules, but they have beaten Brookstone twice, and Coach Andre Dye's team led by Noah Harris. I think they have every bit of chance to make a run. They play Dothan, by the way.
They do. They beat Northside, by the way.
Yeah, and they do play a Dothan team, so we'll see how good Kendrick is. They're trying to build off momentum from making the playoffs last year. Here's a surprise. The Pacelli boys team, number 5, 2-4. They played a tough schedule. They did drop. I could hear you saying that they should be ahead of Spencer, but again, they're 2-4, and I got them right outside the top 5. But I promise you, by the end of the year, they're probably in the top 2. I still think they're the favorite to win a championship in the GIAA. Spencer comes in at number 4. Russell County, they've been playing excellent basketball. They come in at number 3. We have a new number 1 after watching Carver these last couple games after football. This team's so talented, young.
So deep.
TJ Woodson, Tobias Tolbert, they're deep. They got Matthews, who's a stud, Jalen Jacobs. These guys are freshmen, 6'5", that can score on the wing. Chaco's still really good at 8-1. I think they got a chance to win a championship in 1A. So the top 3, Carver, Chaco, Russell County.
Yeah, Carver's got a freshman by the name of Tyler Matthews, who's really the complementary piece to Tobias Tolbert. He's already getting blocks too and rebounds. So now Carver's got 2 rim protectors. They've got a talented player in TJ Woodson who is a facilitator. Now he's starting to become a scorer. He dropped 32 points the other night against a very good Westover team. We'll get to see them in the Lemon Street Classic, and that will be there Saturday, but they'll also be part of the Lemon Street Classic on Monday and Tuesday, taking on Mays on Saturday, North Cobb Christian on Monday, and then they are taking on somebody else. But I actually have the schedule. You know, they actually will be taking on Auburn. They're taking on the Walker School. That was that school. It's over in Marietta, over in the Lemon Street Classic on Tuesday. On the road against Lithonia. That's an interesting game. And then they're going to be taking on Auburn. That game is going to be featured on Saturday in the Muscogee County Holiday Showcase. Cannot wait. And then when they start region play, I think Carver's the favorite, and they're one of the top teams in 2A. Chaco, they look like they can win a championship in single A. They will take on their longtime rival, Marion County, on Saturday, January the 3rd. Of course, Macon County is always tough. Schley County, which we'll see in the Border Wars. We'll also see Marion County in the Border Wars as well. And then Russell County, what can you say about Antonio Lockhart? He has really been that go-to guy to get a bucket. I mean, we know about Champ Simpson with Chaco. Antonio Lockhart over at Russell County. Spencer's got a bunch of guys. Spencer is just one of those teams that, you know, Coach Allen has always played a lot of guys. They have a nice, solid rotation. They are 6-1. They're about to go into a holiday tournament at Crawford County. Jamarian Griffin, another Griffin brother. I think he's the younger brother of Kerry Griffin, averaging 12.3 points a game. Deshaun Canty, we pretty much knew about him, averaging 8 points a game. And then Javian Gaither, Gary Gaither's younger brother. We got some Gaither brothers and some Griffin brothers playing for Spencer. So, and plus we'll get to see them twice. We'll get to see them in the Border Wars and in the Muscogee County Holiday Showcase.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got Middle Georgia going to wrap up the show for us here. Live from Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. We've had a lot of fun here so far. We'll be right back after this on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show. and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show, and let's bring him on. His name is Quavo, and he's my friend. Quavo, what's going on, man?
Hey, I'm just making sure y'all can hear me good, right?
Listen. Yes, you sound great.
Good.
You look
I know
like
I look good. I just want to make sure I sound good.
Yeah, you sound fantastic, man. First things first, how you been, man? How you enjoyed the break after football? And how's everything going on your end, man?
Yeah, man, we're doing good. Braden and I over here in Middle Georgia, we've done a couple of live shows over here and kind of gotten the ball rolling with a little bit of a soft launch, but everything's going good. Trying to assess the basketball here in the mid-state, seeing how things kind of unfold. And I was listening to you talk a little bit about Pacelli earlier, and I think some of the teams over here are kind of in the same boat, trying to get their footing, trying to play some really good competition to see where they are. And that's been what we've kind of seen. We've seen some of the normals that have been on top kind of get out of the gate with a little bit of a tough record, but gonna probably see that pick up as they get into region play. But yeah, ready to get the 2026 calendar year started, and we kind of did a soft launch of the Middle Georgia Sports Live here in the fall. It's really going to pick up here as we head into the spring, and then obviously next school year will be full bore.
Brett, I had a chance to watch the show that you and Braden do. It's been fantastic. I love the rankings, and I was tempted to go on in the chat and say, "Where's John Millage? Where's West Lawrence?" I mean, because obviously you guys have not expanded to outside of the Macon market. I mean, these are teams that you guys are thinking about covering in the future, right? Right now, you're kind of keeping it to Macon, Warner Robins area. I think a little bit of Fort Valley. We could probably include Peach County in that. But what is the ultimate goal of Middle Georgia Sports Live? To try to get to John Millage, to try to get to a place a little in the outskirts of Macon, like in Dublin over in West Lawrence?
Yeah, I think it's all going to come down to resources, right? And obviously right now we're kind of staying close to what we know, close to home. We've had a lot of interest from some of the athletic directors around in the area, people who've actually contacted us directly as opposed to us necessarily having to reach out. So to me, that's promising. Obviously, we want to continue all the great coverage we've been giving Westfield over the years, the last 13 years or so. But we would eventually love to get out into the outer parts of Middle Georgia and be able to cover some. We've got a lot of good basketball going on. Obviously, you mentioned John Millage. You've also got Macon County, who y'all mentioned a little bit earlier. Especially their girls team, really good on the hardwood. You've got some. Actually, I went down to West Lawrence playoff football game that week. I think it was the week of Thanksgiving. They made it all the way to the semifinals, and what a great atmosphere that was down there in Dexter, Georgia. So a lot of Middle Georgia seems like it's kind of confined to the Macon, Warner Robins area, but there's a lot of good sports being played throughout the mid-state, and that encompasses a large region, if you will, other than just Macon and Warner Robins. But we're going to start out there and see how things go. Hopefully we're able to continue to build on the momentum that we've kind of started with, and as we get into next year, see where we are and see where we can move.
Well, Brett, I was so excited when we talked earlier this year about potentially doing something like this, and now it actually coming into fruition and seeing having another market and eventually turn into Georgia Alabama Sports Live, a part of the Varsity Sports Network. Man, and us meeting at the GIAA state championships. We always have a lot of fun in doing that, man. But as you take on this endeavor, I want you to talk about some of the guys you made mention of Braden Holder and any other guys that are going to be maybe potentially big and helping get this jump started as we are trying to make mention, as you made mention, get within those parameters of all those schools in the Middle Georgia sports area. You got to have a team, and I know you got some good ones already that are ready to establish themselves as those guys covering the Middle Georgia sports area.
Yeah, absolutely, and been using the opportunity to continue this to show love to Westfield and get some broadcasts going there for basketball. So have a good team there who's helping us. JJ Siegel, who's doing mostly production and camera work behind the scenes, and Aiden Mazingo is doing a lot of the on-air stuff right now. Trent Jackson's trying to kind of cross-train, if you will, between production and on-air, trying to expand his knowledge and his skill set. You mentioned Braden Holder. Obviously, Braden is a maestro behind the scenes. He's wanting to get a little bit more in front of the camera and going to be pretty much co-hosting for the most part our weekly shows. The way that we're going to break that down is continue to have some topics other than just rankings, but obviously we're going to hit the rankings of the big sport going on at that time. Right now, basketball, huge. Everybody's kind of getting kick-started. There's been a lot of surprises in the area as far as how well some teams have played, Houston County veterans, to name a few that have really I think surprised some people with how good they've played. But we've also got some other guys that work with us. Kyle Tucker, although he's been under the weather a little bit lately, hopefully he's getting better. Tim Jackson, which is Trent's dad, has helped us out. He's also helped us out with some connections. So as far as to some potential coverage areas for next year as far as schools go. So we've got a good nucleus of folks that work with us. I'm excited to see how things evolve and how also we can do like you and Richard have done over the last few years, and that's give other people opportunities to kind of pursue their broadcasting dreams, whether that be on the part-time basis, like a lot of these guys are, where they work a normal 9 to 5, and then they do this stuff because they love it and they want to get better at it, or whether it's something they want to pursue long-term. Maybe one of them decides, hey, we want to branch out and go start an Albany Sports Live, or they want to branch out and start a Savannah Sports Live, or whatever it may be. That's kind of the vision, and I think it aligns with where you've come from, Thrift. We've talked a lot over the last few years at these big events that we've done about how do we grow the map, and I think that's kind of where we are, and wanting to really get that ball rolling. Middle Georgia, I think, is that first step outside of the Columbus area to get it going.
Well, Brett, I look forward to doing some more promotional shows and cross promotions. I know Richard's excited about it too. Last time they did a show, which we just shared on our Facebook page, I had to smack Quavo for not letting me know he was live. Didn't even know he went live December the 11th. Just looked on their Facebook page. I'm like, dude, come on, man. I just made sure to share it for all the Georgia Alabama Sports Live audience, Colin Scroggins out there. Make sure to go to tune in to give all the update information that's happening in Middle Georgia. Brett and Braden are doing a great job jump starting that. Well, Brett, looking forward to the new venture coming up in 2026, man. I know we're excited about it here and can't wait for the future, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a quick programming note. We will have a show either Monday or Tuesday next week,
awesome.
Just to try to preview. We did not have I'm assuming with the showcases and whatnot that the Columbus area had, or teams that were participating in. We didn't have a whole lot of that stuff. A lot of that stuff happened in the early part of December here in the Middle Georgia area. So we didn't have a whole lot of action going on. So we didn't do a show this week with Christmas. We're going to do a show next week. In that show, we're going to preview our thoughts on where the quarterfinals set for the CFP, which is obviously everybody's eyes have been fixed on that. Didn't really get the games we wanted to on this past Saturday. Got the game we wanted to. Probably got the game we didn't deserve on Friday night. But nonetheless, we're going to preview the quarterfinals, what we think of those matchups, and then get ready for basketball, because things are going to really start getting rolling pretty quickly and pretty hot as we get into the new year. So that's kind of and then we're going to have a weekly show, hopefully every week thereafter, with new rankings as we see movement and teams win or lose based on their region schedules. So yeah, appreciate the publicity. Hopefully we get this thing rolling and we get the type of followership that that our partners over there in Columbus have gotten. And if y'all want to see what's going on in Middle Georgia, I know most of your viewers are over in Columbus, man. Tune in, check us out, and share it on your Facebook, your Instagram, and check us out on YouTube as well.
We see it right now. I'm watching it. Go and check Brett and Braden as they give you the playoff updates. I know he's so sick of not being able to talk about Georgia Southern being in the playoff. James Madison made it from the Sun Belt, but his Georgia Southern Eagles couldn't even sniff it. Quavo couldn't even sniff it.
Yeah. Well, hey, it is. We're not in the best of shape. We were lucky to make a bowl game this year, so unfortunately, Georgia Southern has some strides to take, but I want to say we took down James Madison last year too, which is crazy to think. But yeah, James Madison, they got their trip to the CFP. That's about all they got. They got the T-shirt, and that's about it.
Brett, thank you so much. Thank you for what you do, man. And it's our market partner. It's Middle Georgia Sports Live, part of the Varsity Sports Network. Appreciate you, man. Have a good Christmas.
Absolutely. Y'all too. Merry Christmas.
That's Brett
Merry
Taylor.
Christmas, Brett.
Look forward to having him on many times, Rich. And we're going to be doing things with them throughout the new year. And we appreciate what Brett represents for us and look forward to doing those basketball championships coming up at the GIAA in the next 2 months.
And I am serious about going in the comments and asking, where's John Millage? Where's Peach County? Because I love stirring up. I love rankings. We do rankings. They do rankings. And I just like to see how far they can take that show. It's truly special.
Well, we've had a lot of fun here. Thank you to Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC for what they do for us and being the OG original sponsor. This is the best time. The deals are coming in at influx. I got a message from Jerry Potter telling me these are the best deals of the year. They always save it for last. And it's an overload of inventory right now. Every single car, truck, and SUV is marked down for the biggest savings all year long. Come and see why everyone from across the country, across the region, leave with a smile. That's why they say,
get ready to smile.
Thank y'all so much for watching. We hope you have a great holidays. Next, we'll have Glenwood taking on Lynette coming up in the next 20 minutes, girls and boys. And then we will have a Beyond the Sidelines dropping tomorrow, Houston Clinic. And then on Christmas Day, we got a Christmas special Georgia Alabama Sports Live show. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good night, everyone.